storm. Hear the difference in the wind when dark clouds form and start to turn. I'll run again, far away when the hurricane comes in. Well, I'm the only...
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Herdsman. It is an exciting day. It is May already. We are moving very close to harvest, certainly for the wheat, although we do have a bit to do with that today. But more importantly than that, we've got to come and have a look at this. Yes, I thought I'd see how the animals were doing this morning, and to my surprise, checked out tornado in our field here. Look at this. Are you ready? Pregnant, one baby. One baby. Two babies. Two babies. Going down, there's a few more in here as well. Two babies. We keep going all the way to the bottom. One baby. Three babies. Three babies. One baby. One baby. One baby. One baby. One baby. Twister has been a busy boy. Now, to add to that, I'm going to head over to the shed over here to our other animals, our Friesians, which we're obviously breeding for milk. But remember, we moved them. They come of age and we moved them into the shed here just the other month. Well, look at this. Okay, first animal, nothing. Second, expecting one baby. Two babies. Two babies. One baby. One baby. Two babies. This bull here, Ratch Fatley, we're going to give him his name now. First one was called Twister. We'll call this one Tornado, because to be honest, these two boys are smashing everything in their path at the moment. With that positivity on the cards, we are looking really good for animals. Honestly, it is exciting. We're going to have to find a bigger shed for these Holsteins. The speed these animals are going to be coming next year is really exciting. I mean, talk about... I mean, we've talked about this for a while, haven't we? The revenue that come in from generating your own animals and being able to sell on some of them, keep the new ones, sell the older ones, and keep that rotation going is really exciting. Or maybe we retain them all and then we kind of keep doubling the herd every year. It will need, I guess, a different setup. But, hey, I'm excited. I am super excited about that. In fact, I'm going the wrong way now because I want to show you the wheat fields here as well, because I think this is our task today with the spraying. We have got a couple of months now till these are ready, and I think we can bump our yield up a bit with these. We're on a yield bonus of a 102 at the moment. It needs a bit of fertilization. Now this needs lime as well, and obviously we've missed the opportunity to roll. But liming, you wouldn't lime normally at this stage. We have got liquid lime, so we could put that on. Not particularly realistic, I get that, but we missed out on it. Or do we just accept that we missed it this time around and we set ourselves for next time? I think that's probably what I'm going to do. But we can put a layer of fertilizer on this, which is what we're going to do. So we don't have a sprayer, so I think that's what we'll do. We'll head down to the store now. We'll pick up a sprayer. We're also going to make some updates to our gooseneck trailer, so we can have the tank on that as well, and use that as a bit of a refill tank for the liquid fertilizer. And we'll take things from there. So, quite a few things to do here. First and foremost, I'm going to check that. I'm going to swap over to the skinny tyres on the John Deere, so we know that'll work, and then we'll take things from there. So, let's just do that before we go, and then we'll head over to the store. So, my issue here is I don't have any narrows to go on the tractor, so I think my best bet is to maybe have a look at what we've got available to us on the other tractor. There it is, hiding in there. Let's see if we can spray with this. We don't need a big tractor for this, of course, as long as it can take the weight of it. So let's have a look at what available options we've got here. rear twins, tricycle. Again, no skinnies here either. Okay, now this is an issue. Not sure how we're going to resolve this now. This puts us in a bit of a dilemma, doesn't it? I was kind of hoping we could just pick up a sprayer and go for it from there. So, yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do now. Let me have a little bit of a think. So we've had a quick chat with the dealer. We might need to go modern here, but we have got, I think this will work pretty well, a 5M, 120 horsepower, so it's pretty nice from that perspective. It has got narrows on it, which is good for us for the sprayer. Other than that, I think we give it a go. $91,000. Again, we're going to go higher purchase on this. Again, I think we'll keep the deposit low because of what we've got in the bank. We need to think about what we do with our combine next, and we are going to max it out on the 10 years, which brings us in at pretty handsome $745. I was just looking at the final fee there, which is quite high, but that's in 10 years' time. Don't need to worry about it for a very long time. So I'm going to go with option 4 there. So let's purchase that, and then let's purchase a sprayer too. Now, in terms of sprayers, I was going to go with... I did think about the Mega from Hardy, but the Kverneland actually has a bigger tank for less money, so 1,800 litres for less money. So let's go in here, 24 meters, 18 meters. It's huge anyway, so I'm going to go with 18 just to save a little bit of cash. I might change the color of it actually. Something a little bit less red. That'll do. That's quite nice. What do we do with this? Do we hire purchase this as well? What does it look like from a price perspective if we do this? I mean, it's actually pennies. $187 a month. Let's go with option 4 on that as well. Okay. We are done now. We've got to take the truck down, make those changes to that trailer as well. So, yeah, we're not going to be sure. We definitely need to do a couple of contracts before we pick up our combine, because we've got to, once we've got the crops in, we're not going to be able to sell them straight away. So, got to hold our nerve until the selling price for the crops as well, aren't we? So, it's going to be tight for a few months unless we're savvy. Well, we've got to see what happens with the animals too, I guess. That could be interesting. Right, let's just drop these in the shed here. So we've got an empty trailer, and we'll go and get it worked on at the shop. Right, all sorted. Now, this has given me a bit of a dilemma, actually. Before I pull away to the store, what are we going to do with the old International? We're not using it as much as we used to, and equally, I just remembered as well, since we arrived here, we've had this old John Deere sitting in the bushes doing nothing. The little Volvo is handy for running the blower, so that's fine. But also, this hasn't been used as well. So, I'm wondering if we do a little bit of a sell-off as well. That might help us with the combine. I'm not going to worry about it now, because we need to get this stuff sprayed off, but just a thought I had as I was working through stuff then. But for now, we've got a job to do. So, let's go and get this nursery tank onto this trailer, and then we'll see where we go from there. First look at the corn as well as we drive past that. Looking very nice indeed. We need to check for weeds actually at some point. Very important that we don't let those grow either. So keep tabs on those. But things looking good there. The weather's beautiful today. Look at this. Lovely and warm. Really starting to feel like summer now. There we go, another crop of corn there. There looks like there might be a few weeds in there that we might need to sort out. But again, having this sprayer gives us the option to do that, which is great. So, let's see what we've got in here. There's our sprayer. Looking good. I maybe want to put a weight on the front of the tractor, actually. Didn't think about that. But we'll park this up so they can work on it. We need to probably head to the co-op and fill up with liquid there. Then we'll come back with the tank. But Actually, I might fill it with liquid fert and see if we can cover it off in one go. Maybe we don't need to put the tank on this. We shall see. We shall see. But there we go. There's a big old sprayer and a little tractor. It might look a bit odd, that, but I definitely think we need a weight on the front of it. Let's see how we go, anyway. Right, we're all hooked up here, but I am going to invest in a weight. It's fine now, but I haven't stuck 1,800 litres in it yet, so that is going to make a big difference. So let us get a decent sized weight that will keep us going. Should we just go for the 900 John Deere weight? Or the 1100? Let's go for that, shall we? We can afford to buy this outright. There we go. Right. Let's add this on too, and then I think we're in a good spot. Right. Weight on the front. Let's head to the co-op and let's fill this up. Just a little reminder as we head over to the co-op to fill up. There you go. Growth steps. Probably 2 more months to go on this, which is good. Soil composition, this is our challenge here. They all need rolling, which we know. I can't do anything about that now. And from a fertilization perspective, 2 layers on the field we were standing on at the start of the episode. So we'll put one of those on today and hopefully another one before growth gets max, and we can add the second onto that second half of the field too. So all looking good from here. Just came to check back in as well on our 2 planted fields here. We have got weeds as well, which will need to be sorted. Interesting, we've got a little strip down here. I've just headed down here to have a look at this. These 2 completely covered and need some work. Interestingly, in here, we have got, see where they stop, just a little strip of weeds right in the middle of the field, away from everything else. Other than that, this corn is looking fantastic. So, I don't know what's going on there. Very odd. But, like I said, with our new sprayer, we've got the opportunity to sort this out, which is great. Right, here we are at the co-op. Let's get filled up with some liquid fert, shall we? Gotta say, this co-op is one of the very best out there. I love it. Everything you could possibly need in one place. It's fantastic. There we go. Hopefully I hit the trigger now, and bingo, herbicide seat. Today we're going to go for liquid fertilizer. Get that filled right up. That weight was a good call. You can see the squat there on the back wheels. Oh, not bad as well. Only $890. Let's see how far we get with this, shall we? So here we are back at the yard. It's definitely a little bit light on the steering still with all of this fertilizer in, but it's okay. It's not bad. I've had a lot worse, so I'm just going to push on now. See how we get on. So we'll get unfolded in the field, we'll get everything lined up, and then we'll probably jump into a little montage as we get through things, and we'll check back with you as and when. So let's, in fact, let's go up to the top corner here. I was going to start in the middle there, but let's just go up here. Bit of breathing space around the trees. Let's get these booms unfolded. I went for 18 meters. We could have gone a bit bigger, but we've got time on our hands to get this done, so let's see how we go. It is going to take us no time at all to cover this field, even with slightly smaller booms. Look at that. So let's fire this up. There we go. No spot spraying or any of that luxury, unfortunately, so let's just get to the end of this row and then we'll just jump and make sure that it's registering. That's the important thing here, that it is registering. And yeah, we'll cover this field in hopefully no time at all. We will use GPS just to make sure it helps us maximise and not overlap too much. Right, interesting. I've just sprayed that and it's not showing up as being done. Odd. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just roll over to here as well. and try doing this just again in case it isn't registering. So let's stop there. Let's check the map again. Okay. So that's doing what it should. What is going on with this other field then? That's interesting. I'm going to do a check here by hand. You can do this as well. This is always quite a good way of doing things. Yield bonus 102%, fertilizer 150%. Now if I go down to here, maybe it's just not registering on the field, because look, the application rate of fertilizer is 150 all the way through the field. And it's not any different where I've just sprayed up at the top, so slightly baffled. We might just have to accept this for what it is. Something slightly wrong there, but at least we can do this other field. So that's good. So that is what we'll do for now. Head scratcher, that one. Don't quite know what's going on there. Right, there we go though. Nothing changed in terms of the jobs we need to do. Let us push on and get this done. So we will come back to you in a little while. Application rate seems low, so it doesn't need that much, which is good. Counting down relatively slowly here, so hopefully we might be able to do this field without needing a refill as well. But let's see. Right, there we go. Just finished field number 1 in not any time at all, and interestingly, not massive amounts of fertilizer used there as well. So I'm still utterly baffled as to what's going on in this next field. And like I said, we might just have to accept that it is what it is this year. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying. It is a little bit annoying. So what we're going to do now, we're going to, well, let's just have a look here. There we go. Fertilizer 100%. See, this is weird, this fertilizer 150%. You can't fertilize something 150%, so I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna complain. The yield bonus is actually higher in this field, 102, than this one, which is 80, so something odd going on. Anyway, we are going to unload the fertilizer in here now, and we are going to go and get herbicide. And we are going to get rid of the weeds in 20 and 30, and that tiny little strip in 21. And then we are weed free as well, which is good. Now, could use a hoe in these, I get that, but as we've got the sprayer and it's new, we might as well take advantage of it, right? Actually, I was having a quick look here to see if there's any spraying contracts. There's an 8,000 fertilizing contract on field 49, tucked away down there in the bottom of the map. It's not really masses, is it? Although the cultivating one is interesting. It's the field next to our farm. $24,000. We have got the Dalbo cultivator, which is ours now, but it's a big old field. 26 acres. So that would take us a bit of time. So might be something we come back to. And then sowing's a big sowing contract there on field 5. Huge field again. We have got our seeder now, so we could do that. What else have we got? A couple of weeding contracts. And they have to use a weeder for those, so you can't spray those off. Yeah, okay, we'll come back to this. I think we might just take that fertilizing contract as we can, and then we will keep checking back on these in case something really nice pops up. Now, we do know those fields, those 3 fields just there, are weed-free now, which is good. So it is only the other ones we need to worry about. I've got the seed box there as well. We need to probably move that at some point. And the anhydrous kit is sitting there as well. Deary me. We need to tidy up on the farm. Like I said before though, we're kind of limited to kind of big sheds that we can use for machinery. There might be some future shed builds going on as well. I think this farm is going to change quite considerably over time, hopefully as the money starts to roll in. Remember we started off with this as an opportunity to try and just rescue the farm. So far, alright, we've not massive money in the bank, but so good. Right, there we go. Unloaded with the liquid fert. Now we can go and get some herbicide. So, back to the co-op, and then straight into those fields. Right, here we go. Up to the fill point, and this time we are going to select herbicide. There we go. Liquid fertilizer, herbicide. We'll fill that up. And of course, what we don't use here, we can unload into totes and refill from the farm at a later date, so that's good. Now I am going to nip over and catch that little bit in this field. I don't know how that's happened, it's a very odd one. But it does mean that that field will be good for the rest of the year as well, hopefully. So let's just spray that tiny little bit off and then we'll get into the other fields. It is quite difficult to see, but I think this is it here. Let's just see the edge of it. So if I straighten up along these rows here, we should have no issues covering all of this. It was a particularly narrow strip. Like I said, our planter is nowhere near as wide as 18 meters, so I'm hoping that has got it. Let's just check the mini-map. Yep, there we go. Nailed it, which is brilliant. Now, somebody actually pointed out in the last episode that there could be a path through here to get us back to the farm a lot quicker than going around the road. Or it might just link the fields up. This isn't our field. No, it just links the fields up, but could we? I think we could nip down the side here. That's exciting. It's amazing what people spot. When you're in the midst of doing the jobs and stuff on the farm, you don't really see all this stuff, so always nice to get those little bits of advice and tips in the comments after each vid, so thank you for that. So let's go the new shortcut and get into the other fields. Yeah, we can just roll around the side of the lake here. I'm not sure I'd do it in a combine. It's alright for now. In such a small tractor. And we'll pop back on here. That is way, way quicker than going around the roads. Magic stuff. Right, I've just realised I don't actually need to go this way though. We're going straight to the other fields, so let's reverse back up and get stuck into those. Now these are quite small fields and the boom on this is quite big. So if I throw this into just a little time lapse for us, we can get started and see how we get on. So, there we go. Get unfolded here, and we'll get started. Right, just a couple of passes left. It is a very small field, this, so dead easy to do. We are going to go up into the corner. You saw maybe on the time lapse me swing around there just to get that turn in. And we'll go up and we'll reverse into that and make sure we get that corner piece. But in general, this has been pretty easy, pretty slick. I love the spray, by the way. It makes things so easy. So easy to do. And then hopefully you don't have to worry about weeds the rest of the year. Fingers crossed. So, there we go. One more pass here. Are we going to get that tiny edge there? No. Am I that concerned? If I'm being honest, not really. The majority of the field is good. So, yes, like I said, we'll run up to the top corner here quickly. Just reverse in and spray our way back out. And then we know this bit's captured too. It's just a bit tight with the fences and stuff, so there we go. Covering the majority of it actually just by doing that, so that makes it very easy. Right up to the fence. Power it off, we can fold out from there too. And we're done. Right, next field. We are getting through this quickly. Definitely the right call. Going for the 18 metre, not the 24. I think that would have been harder to handle and manage. This is working perfectly. Right, see you at the other field. Right, here we are. You know the drill by now. Let's get in, get this sprayed, and then that's pretty much all the job's done for today. Unless we decide to go a little bit contracting, we are on top of things. I've got to say, the slightly more modern machinery definitely makes things happen faster. So, something to be said for that. I love the old machinery, bit of nostalgia in there as well, but sometimes you've just got to bite the bullet and go for the newer stuff. So, we'll push on, we'll get this done, and then we'll come back and see you in a little bit. Here we go, just coming up to the end of the last pass here, and we are gonna be done, which is awesome. Didn't take too long at all. This has been a godsend. This it was worth the investment. I know our money's gone down, but I think it was definitely a strong investment. So let's get this folded up. We'll see you back at the yard. Right, here we are back at the yard. Now, I've just realised I was going to think about doing that cultivation contract in the field there. We don't have a tractor powerful enough for that Dalbo cultivator that we've got in the shed here. Since we sold the Traction King, the new John Deere isn't powerful enough to pull that. So, yeah, we're in a bit of a dilemma with that one. So that might be a piece of equipment we get rid of as well, although I want to keep that because I do think there's potential in that. We just need more powerful tractor now. Decisions. What were we going to sell? I think this goes. I also think the old John Deere around here goes. I also think the little skid steer goes. Like I said, they've been sitting here. We've barely touched them, if not at all. So, let's just sell them now. Let's see what that does to the numbers. And we'll take it from there. So, there we go. Small tractors. 6,000. I mean, we knew that would be worth nothing. The Ultra Power, 18,000 though. We will take that, not to be sniffed at, and skid steer 11. So, okay, some good money in that. We might as well get rid of that as well because that's no use to us. And we do have a front loader. with nothing to get to it at the moment, so we might need to look at that with different tractors as well. This is something I want to get rid of as well, the Parker Gravity Wagon. We're going to get something different for that, so let's get rid of that as well. And I think for now that means we're in a pretty good position. Still, jury's out on the baler. A lot of money sitting there, and it didn't work last time we used it, so we need to be careful about that. But there we go. We're back up to 111,000. We've just sold 44,000 worth of vehicles, so with that in mind, that is good. But I do think there's an opportunity here to do a little contract or something as well. So let's just have one more look at those. Now, this was the contract I was interested in. Yes, it's the biggest. Of course it is. But 24,000 is not to be sniffed at. There really isn't anything else other than a sowing one, which is a huge field. And what are they looking to plant in there are soybeans. So we do have the machinery to do that for 20,000. But actually, I think this one's the best one. So I am going to take this machinery. We're going to borrow this machinery. And we're going to get this done. Right, they're waiting at the shop. So let's head down. Let's go and get those. And I think that is going to bring us in a nice little bit of extra cash as well. Here we are, back at the store. There's the machinery we're going to be using. I've decided against putting the tank on this trailer. You saw how little came out of the sprayer when we were doing it, so I don't think we need it. It could be a bit of a spend that we don't need to take. But let's grab the T8. Massive tractor, massive modern tractor. And this big old cultivator here. We've got a weight there as well. Let's enjoy some new, fresh, modern machinery. And a big contract that's going to help us out financially, especially with the pending combine spend that we need to make. Yeah, I think from an investment perspective, we need to clear about $5,000 a month. That's basically what our overheads are now for machinery on lease. So we've got to make that. Now, you're not going to necessarily make that every month, but if you can have a solid harvest and some good income coming in from your animals, you should just be able to cover that with relative ease, I would say. But this is just going to be a bit more fun than the usual offering. So I'm happy to help out. Everything's looking good on the farm. We are up to date with everything. We're playing the waiting game for the crops to start arriving now. So with that in mind, we have got a bit of spare time on our hands to do some extra work. So let's get this down and let's get started. Right, this is going to take a good while. I'm going to sit and casually just grind away at this in the background. And I think we'll use this opportunity to say thank you very much for watching, as always. And we will come back at the start of the next episode. We won't hand this in, so you know that I've done it. And we'll collect it at the start of the next episode. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Things are really looking up for the farm. I've got to say, the potential here is huge. Those first few months felt really hard. Just every single bit of money that came in went straight back out again. But now, just feels like we've got real progress on the go. I can't wait for the animals to arrive. And I cannot wait for first harvest and to treat ourselves to a combine. Need to make a decision on what combine we use next as well. But for now, we've got a big old field to cultivate. This is going to take some time, so I'm going to kick back and crack on with this and say thank you again to all of you, and we will see you in the next one. So from me, FarmSim Guy, and from Ray County, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
When the dark clouds form and start to turn around